Greetings from Cleveland. I'm sorry to miss tonight's closing Awestruck celebration, but by now I should be in a hospital room recovering from surgery with the benefit of some really good narcotic analgesics. Our Awestruck experience has profoundly changed the character of our faith community. Over these past 5 years that I've been here, we've learned each other's life stories and learned to care deeply for each other in a strong bond of Christian fellowship. We've deepened our knowledge of the sacred texts of our tradition by gathering in teams every month to engage passages of Scripture, listening for its truth and allowing it to be in dialogue with our own lives as we've worked together to plan Awestruck experiences. We've deepened our spiritual lives with a new repertoire of sacred music. We've learned how to find our own voices in prayer, sometimes in silence, sometimes in spoken word, and sometimes in our bodies through the rituals of our prayers in motion. And we've experienced the blessing of embracing difference as we've opened ourselves to a rich new variety of worship forms and practices. Our experiences in Awestruck haven't divided our congregation. On the contrary, they have deepened our life together. I believe that the next important step for our congregation is to become a more centered community. Last year we embraced the priority of becoming a Sabbath community, one that honors the sacred rhythms of rest. We are too busy, trying to do too many things, carrying too many responsibilities without ever feeling adequate. The lie that we perpetuate is if we can just work a little longer, try a little harder, get a little more organized, then eventually we'll get it all together. But the truth is there is always more waiting for us to pick up and add to our lists. Sabbath helps us recover our sense of adequacy. When we stop our busyness and rest, we remember that we already have enough, that we already do enough, that we already are enough. We don't need any more information to be poured into us. What we need more than anything else is time to sit quietly, to hush the noise of all the voices that we carry around inside of our heads, and listen for that still, small voice of God. To remember what we already know, and to recover our sense of who we are and whose we are. That's what we're creating space for every Wednesday evening as we transition into Centerpoint. Every week from 6 o'clock until 6:30, we'll have an opportunity to re-center our lives in God during our centering worship experience. iTunes music, short verses of Scripture, silence, prayer, meditation, and ritual will be woven together into a refreshing midweek pause that will help us become a more faithful, Sabbath-honoring community. And I'm also really excited about developing a variety of adult faith formation small groups that will be available on Wednesday evenings. One of our priorities is to become a spiritual playground. We're not all at the same place in our spiritual lives, and we need different experiences to help us grow. Some of us want to go deeper in our understandings of sacred texts. Some of us are thinking through our theology of who God is and how God works in the world. Some of us are eager to develop new disciplines in our spiritual lives. Some of us are looking for ways to put our faith into practice as we live out our ministries in daily life. Spiritual growth doesn't happen in one way for everyone, but our own experiences have taught us that we all have something to learn from each other. Every Wednesday night, we can gather here in this sacred space knowing that the spiritual playground is open and fellow believers are waiting here, eager to engage with us in the spiritual journey. It's been an honor sharing the Awestruck experiences with you over these past 5 years, and I'm really excited to begin our Centerpoint experience together. Enjoy tonight's celebration.